everybody, this is me, Potato. I hope this is greeting you well. Thank you all for 100 subscribers. Thank you very, very much. This is probably the first time you guys have heard my voice in a very long while. Many years. I hope this is alright. This will probably be much later and probably have a few more subscribers than 100, but oh well, I'm lazy and I have slightly gone obsessed with Genshin Impact again. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Sorry for any disturbances you might hear in the background. It's just because I keep moving my hands around. Anyways, today we will be covering Mitt's lore, and we will be covering the history of her design, her lore. Yeah, okay. So first I shall show you her lovely OC sheet. Well, no, reference sheet I made for her. Isn't it lovely? Draw it in. Look at it. Look at my hard effort. Maybe asking, Potato, why does it say Mafina? That's because, my lovely viewer, her name's Mafina. I'm just really bad at spelling and didn't know how to spell it and couldn't be bothered to find out a made-up way to spell Mafina. So her natural name is Mafina, and I just call her Mitt. I know it's a German word, but shush. Shh, that doesn't matter. Okay? Okay. Yes, Mitt is short for Mafina. And isn't the design glorious? You may be like, Potato, wasn't she like mint green? Again. Shush. Right, sorry, that was kind of rude. Trying to not be rude. Anyways, that was because I was like, dude, the green's kind of ugly and doesn't fit with like the childlike wonder of, becoming a god of some sort. Yes, so Mitt's lore is very heavily it's not Madoka Magica inspired, but they have accidentally ended up being slightly similar in the whole ascending aspect, but that doesn't matter. That's in the lore part. Okay, first we'll be covering the design history. Okay, here you can see her first design. Shush. I know it's in Gacha Life too, and I know that she was originally made in Gacha Club, but I don't care. I can't be bothered to go take 2 screenshots, because that's kind of her updated design from the previous one. You could just look at my old videos. Please don't, I'm begging you. I sound like I'm 5. I'm not, but still, please don't, I'm begging you. Yeah, I get it, but shh. Okay, here you can see her second design. Mint. Yes, I know it's quite not her second design. It had a hat, and fun fact, that orange cat was meant to be Rusty from Warrior Cats, or yeah, don't want to spoil you guys. But yeah, that was meant to be a Warrior Cats reference. I'm a Warrior Cats kid. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. So yes, you can see it's a lot plainer and mint. And then, you can see your current design. Isn't it glorious? Isn't it wonderful? I had my friend pick between a bunch of different colours and she went purple. And I showed her some more and she went purple. Well, she went purple or mint, and I was like, I want to do the mint. So I chose purple. I love her. Anyways, so that is basically the design stuff. Yeah. So, let's go down to the next section. Her basic lore. I'm gonna make a full lore video, but this is just her basic lore. From without all the extra added stuff. Okay, so basically she was a kid, and I'd say about 9, a few months before turning 10. Again, the main story takes place from her being about 10-ish to about 16. And then, well, we'll get on to that. So basically, she finds like this weird stick on the ground. She's like, oh, I love sticks. Because, you know, when you're a child, you find a stick and you're like, a wizard. And then, like, turns out it was actually a wizard stick. And now she's magical powers and she's like, sick. And, like, because she was also being, like, bullied at school and stuff. And, yeah. And her parents would, warning, occasionally fight. So, yeah. She was like, ooh, I have magical powers now. She then finds 2 kids at school, and then she, like, shows them these magical powers, and they're, like, sick. And so, like, they join her, and then, like, they're all happy, and then she defies physics, because she's only... okay, sorry that cut out. I'm doing this on KineMaster, and if you don't set your image far enough, then it won't record, and I can't be bothered to re-record that because I'm lazy, as I've said before. Not the YouTuber, though. He is peak. I'm getting off on a side tangent. Anyways, okay, so yeah. So she was only about 10, and she defied physics, basically making a floating island in space. Yes, if you've, like, seen some of her, bleh, cannot speak. Ugh. Okay, so, like, you might have seen some stuff of, like, the floating island. Yes, that's basically, like, her planet that she's created. Okay, and so basically she meets this, like, ethereal creature, like a god. It's basically a goddess. And basically she's like, yo, you found a stick. Come join the council. The council. The council is made up of 13 members. She's the 13th member. They always say 13 is an unlucky number. Well, yeah, it is, because, like, she's a whole downfall to them. Anyways, after joining the council, she, like, you know, so she's, like, got these friends, and she's got these people, and, like, she's made people for this island. Yeah, she's in the council, and they're, like, all chill, and she's like, hey. And it's all chill until boom, her best friend goes missing. That's right, her BFF. Well, one of them, because, you know, she's got the 2. They're a trio. Anyways, she goes missing one day, and, like, baby girl Mitt has basically done a spell where she can't spy on her friends. Like, she's made a pact, and, like, she's actually, like, physically done a spell so that she cannot spy on her friends. But that means that she's now, like, her BFF May is now properly missing. Okay, that happens when they're about, I think, like, 12, between 11 and 12. And then, like, she's, like, not doing great. And then, like, she finds, like, a few months later, because, like, when she turns 13, she snaps. Not, like, quite 13, but, you know, 13. She snaps. And between 12 and 13, she finds out that her friend, the other one, I can never remember her name. I feel really bad because she's, like, one of my favorites. But I can never remember her name. But her parents, like, aren't great. And, like, have basically she doesn't find out that, lend you guys in on a secret. She was the one who, threw May off the ledge of the island into space. She thought she killed her. She's getting, like, she has, like, mass regret and stuff. Anyways, I'm getting off another side tangent. Ugh. But basically, she finds out that, like, she was sabotaging her a bit, like, taking resources and stuff for, like, to earn her parents' respect and stuff, because her parents ain't great. And they've kind of been blackmailing her. But, you know, it's fine. Anyways, so then her then she after she turns 13, she's a bit like, oh, okay, so this just happened, and okay, and she snaps a little, and that is when you can see this form I'm showing you right now. Isn't it glorious? Isn't it glorious? Yes, this is her like power up form. Basically it's when her and her most evilest, darkest desires to murder people. Yeah, that's when they come into play. And so that's her evil form, I guess. You may see her switching in and out of it a few times. Anyways, she enters this form, and it becomes a bit of a closed island, if you know what I mean. And not in that way. I mean no one's allowed in, and none of the residents are allowed in and out. Yeah, and she becomes very controlling, and she may murder a few of the council members, and then eventually, that person, that god person that we talked about earlier, she murders her. Yeah, they get murdered. Anyways, Mitty girl, Mafina, she is oh, huh. And then eventually the friend that I can't remember the name of, really should have, it's fine. Anyways, she's Bessie Boo, please chill. Steven Universe, how there's that series after the film. You know how he becomes the big rat monster? Ooh, spoilers. Anyways, yeah, that's basically what happens. The power of friendship defeats her evilness and brings her back to her senses. But then she gets put on trial for murder and other stuff because baby girl went crazy around the universe, What can a girl do? Anyways, so she goes and she's on trial, and that's when the residents of her island find out, hold on, I'm not real, this teenage girl created me, Anyways, yeah, so yeah, they find out, oh shoot, I'm just an OC of this basically an OC of this 12-year-old girl, no, 13-year-old girl, and they're oh, mental crisis. There's also been this other character who's been investigating her, and she's oh my gosh, my theories were true. She's not who she says she is, but also, oh my gosh, mental crisis. So yeah, a lot of them go into mental crisis because they find out inanimate insanity style, So yeah, and so she's oopsie, but she gets put not guilty. Baby girl's fine. And so then she's okay. But then Nora comes along. You may have seen her from the sleep talking video. You know which one I'm talking about. She's the one, the one that you see dead at the end of it. Anyways, yeah, so basically, this is when Mick transforms back into her evil form, but that's so she can use her full power because she has to fight Nora. I'll get more into that in the villain lore explaining video and stuff. But yeah, so basically they fight and Mitt ends up murdering her. So that happens, And then basically she's like, oh, huh. And then May comes back. Woo! We love May. And they are a baddie now. They have been through a lot. So they decide, ugh, but hey, I'm back here with my friends. But I still got my monster claw. And so Mitt's like, let me help you. And like, she tries fixing it. She just makes it so like it isn't as like dangerous, you know? And like heals her a little, as much as she can. So then like she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go on my peace arc. And she basically goes round and like there's this one person that she kind of murdered earlier from the council, and she's like, yeah, no, she was just kind of misunderstood. I should not have done that. Let me revive her. And so she revives her. But in doing that, she causes herself to ascend to godhood, Madoka style. And so she becomes a god. Now there are many like god/goddesses. They're like celeste, like don't want to call them celestial. What's the other word? Anyways, they're eldritch, like eldritch beings, you know. Anyways, so yeah, she becomes like a god in cosmic horror, basically. But she's so cute. And so basically, yeah, so she's not a god now, and you know her friends, well, she makes them forget all about her so they can live in peace, and like she returns them to their like earth, and basically like she makes their like life happy, and May gets like completely fine and everything again, like no more monster claw, just like slight birthmarking where it was, because like we all know. And so like Mitt lives for eternity afterwards, like having her friends, knowing that her friends exist, but her friends not knowing that she exists, and she's like very lonely, and like she does fight the gods and stuff, the other ones. It's because they're kind of corrupt and stuff and chaotic, and yeah, that's basically her lore simplified, extremely simplified. I think that's almost everything covered for her. If you have any more questions, ask me down below. I'm ready to answer everything about them. Now this will probably take a while to do because it's 80 minutes long and I have a really bad schedule because I'm lazy. And yeah, so I'll see you guys. So goodbye.